Good night, greetings everybody. We are G-Syndicate, and tonight is vibes as we syndicate you vibes, you know. You're gonna be hearing some songs off our upcoming EP. Think it's gonna be nice. So right about now, we're starting with this one. Ready to blow? So are you ready to go? So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, ready to blow, ready to blow. Oh, so let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time to start the party. Sometimes we be getting dirty. This time we're starting this thing right. Hey, so just kick off your shoes. There's no time to feel the blues. So baby, we gonna do our thing tonight. Oh, leave the work at home, leave the stress alone. Toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time for you to be free. Let's just enjoy the party tonight. We just gonna ease our mind. So just live on the wall, 'cause we're not gonna step on all in the way. Just leaving all our fears behind. So leave the work at home, leave the stress alone. Toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you've got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Let the music take control. Let it seep into your soul. When the bass line starts pulsating, feel the stress evaporate. Let it bring me to your mind. There could be no better time to get on the floor, 'cause we're just ready to blow. Ready to blow, start up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark on the trombone.
Start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Give it up for Mark, y'all. So let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's
Be
go.
ready to blow.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Yes, folks, good night one more time. We are G-Syndicate. This next song we're going to do for you, you can find it on our upcoming EP called Revive. We released it last year, and we're ready to rock. This one is called Chemistry.
Hey, 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 girl. Hey, 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 girl. Hey, melanin dripping, sweet catty, honey bar, good looking. The way how you move it, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, girl, just be free. Love when you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love when you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl, cause he ain't intelligent and you run the world. And let me say face to face, know you feel the tension, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. I hear your voice, angelic eyes, so amazing, I wanna keep this going.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, girl, just be free. I love when you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love when you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see, you see, you see.
Hey, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, girl, just be free. Love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and still grooving. I love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and still grooving. I love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, we're still moving. I love when you're not touch.
Show off, show off.
You have my attention. Dance with me, baby.
Step out, step out.
Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Yeah.
The next selection is entitled Englishman in New York, a song made famous by Sting in the 80s. Hope you enjoy.
I don't drink coffee, I drink tea, my tea. I like my toaster on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, a walking king here at my side. I take it everywhere I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. If manners make it man, as someone said, he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Modesty's propriety can lead to notoriety. You could end up as the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, are rare in this society. At night a candle's brighter than the sun. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made up. There's nothing you can do. In New York, there's more than combat gear to make a man. There's more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and strive. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
You know you sing at home.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York City. I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Now, growing up in the 90s, I would have loved these songs. I'm sure those of you that know them will love them as well. So we got two songs coming up for you. We got I Wanna Know by Joe and Someone to Love by John B. and Babyface. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh. Nobody ever made me feel this way. No. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry. Oh, so I can be the one to always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were with. No. And he never took the time to make it worse. Deserve more loving, girl. Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows consent. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, and I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Neil, joined as always by my brother from another mother, and your host, Derek.
Here.
And together we bring you another edition, another episode, another live stream, another podcast of the Senate. Shout out Kevin, yo, dog, what's going on, my brother? Yes, sir, we are here. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm trying to get myself sorted. I literally just ran in the door. So I am trying to gather myself and make sure that I am all sorted for tonight so that I could, be coherent. I don't want to be rambling all over the place and things. So I just try to get the wits about me and get ready, make sure that I got everything in the right place. So I'm just taking a couple seconds to do that. Outside of that, how to get there at work today. All was great. As hard as the devil's ass crack, as a friend of mine would tell you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was as hard as you could believe, but it wasn't terrible. And it was a productive day. I went to the gym this morning, actually. Went to the gym this morning because I wanted to go to choir practice this evening, which is probably the reason why I'm kind of behind today. Well, tonight.
Very good. We love to see it.
Yeah, so just trying to catch up. So I had the gym this morning, work today, then choir practice this evening. I know I'm here with you, my brother, ready to do this live stream. So I am feeling pretty good and all ready to rock. How is everything in your life, my brother?
Everything is amazing. Everything is blessed. I am happy in my new job, and
Awesome.
everything is going swimmingly. Everything is fitting together. Getting the hang of it. Personal life coming together, a certain sort of,
All right. That's nice.
Yeah. And I just thankful. My son is great. Here doing the Lord's work with you every Tuesday again. We here. We all right. We outside, as they say. Well, we inside.
we inside.
As they say. But yeah, man, I am good. I am grateful. I am thankful. I am blessed. And yeah, we're just here. Another Tuesday. Shout out my man Condensed Papi.
Jeez.
My man Mackie B.
Big up Matt, man. Big up Matt. Since Matt's discovered the podcast, Matt tunes in more often than not. So big respect to Matt for that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, true, we appreciate it for real.
Yeah, shout out Marlon as well. Marlon in the house. Charmaine. Charmaine, sorry, not Charmaine. Charmaine Gray, it's good to see you, Charmaine. Haven't seen in a while. Yes.
True.
I know reading, she says she's been absent some nights, but she still watch every episode.
Appreciate it.
It's great. Hope everyone is having a great day. We hope you're having a great day. Really do thank you for tuning in, even when it has passed and going back and watching. That is real dedication. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. And we appreciate everybody. We can get to plug in the show and doing our housekeeping in a bit. But of course, we have to plug G-Syndicate, the premier acapella group in the Western Hemisphere. You would have seen the young fellas saying at the top of the program, as people file in and get ready to tune in to us, that was their virtual concert, Ready to Blow. Derek is going to speak a bit more of that, about G-Syndicate, and more of what's coming up. So over to my brother.
Yeah, man. G-Syndicate. You can find us at gsyndicate6.com. And matter of fact, you can find us on everything at G-Syndicate6. And that's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube. I feel like I'm missing one. But anything, just look for G-Syndicate 6. You'll find it, guys. We are preparing for Christmas. We are preparing for that. We got a whole set of stuff lined up from the beginning of the month. We actually have some music that we want to release hopefully by Friday. I was hoping by Monday. That didn't work out. So yeah, we pushed back to Friday. Hopefully that happens. Eyes, toes, ears, legs, everything crossed. And Yeah, shout out the fellas as always, man. Working hard, both personally and as members of the group. So we got Kiamal, Vaden, Mar, Brett, Hugh, good guys, talented guys, real talented musicians, and it's always a pleasure to work with them guys. So feel good about that, and yeah, shout out the fellas, man. We give us a like, go over there, give us a follow on our YouTube channel, like, subscribe. Shoot, come here on the Senate podcast, give us a like, share, a comment, subscribe. We appreciate that. Everything is welcome.
Yes, sir. That is it. Check out G-Syndicate. And but there is still there. I see the camera going off, but maybe it's just
I'm still here, man.
yeah, okay. All right. Well, I got a quick fix for that. That may just be the connection and everything, but let's not stand on ceremony.
No. We good. I turn off the camera for a minute, you know. Don't want people see what's stuff in my face.
Oh, I got you covered. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to, as Derek said, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do content review 5 days a week. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we come here, we do the live stream, we talk serious about the man-woman thing and life in general from the perspective of Caribbean men. And we also do Senate shorts. Now, I know I owe you all 2 shorts for last week. It has been crazy. It's just the nature of how my life has been evolving. I am still committed to giving one of every short that y'all are owed. I gave you all a short Monday. I'll aim to give you all a short tomorrow. I'll aim to give you all a short on Friday. And I still got I still trust 2 shorts from y'all. So I can get everything to y'all. But, you know, it's just what it is. Anyhow, the point remains is that the Senate shorts are a bit lighthearted, a bit crazy or wild. Yeah, we kind of show you a bit lighthearted or more the crazier side of the man-woman dynamic. Look at Dr. Carrie Ann Peart. Shout out to you. Glad you are joining us. And yeah, you come in the chat. You're watching right now. Give us a like. You might not want to commit to a subscription, even though we would really like that subscription and hitting the notification bell. But you come in, you say, well, I know if we want to commit to these fellas, you just want to send cash, we'll give you a like. That's all right.
That's interesting, given tonight's topic.
Dog, you come on now. Come on, man. I know how to work the thing. Speaking of casual. Anyhow, yeah, tonight, as I said, normally we do this live stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Before every live stream, Derek will go on our social media pages, particularly Facebook. Give us a like and a follow on the Senate podcast page. Derek usually goes on that page and he would post what we were talking about, the topic for the next episode of the Senate podcast. This, of course, is no different than usual. Derek has posted sex drive. Should we really be expecting sex in a relationship? Right? And this one is going to be interesting. You know, I did the promo. Dr. Carrie said, of course. But then, of course, she came back. She was just kidding because, you know, depends on your relationship. I think I was busy preparing for the show. I wanted to say, not me. It is an expectation. But anyhow, we will get into it for sure. So over to you, my brother. Lead us in tonight's sermon.
Yeah, man, we will definitely get into it tonight. Boy, see, we have 450 subscribers.
Oh yes, forget to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, big respects, man. Look, man, let me get your horn for that. There, God. That's
Yeah, man. Up the thing.
I promise you, at some point, you can up the thing and get a real, you know,
Soundboard,
situation with the soundboard that one I can hear properly.
We can get there.
Yeah, but Charmaine, get to see you. We appreciate it. Thanks for all the love and thanks for watching the episodes and stuff like that. Appreciate it as always. Now, should sex be an expectation in a relationship? I don't want to. We're not prejudiced yet. We're not prejudiced the discussion, right? Well, let me prejudice for true. Ladies and gentlemen, sex is important to any man-woman relationship. Yeah? We state that up front. Don't mind what you heard. We hear people saying, you know, all these strange things. I know we like to pretend that we ever so evolved and that sex isn't important to us, but the reality is, sex is a physiological need, not a want, need. And depending on where you look, because we talked about this before in terms of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Depending on which chart you look at, let me shoot this one here to you, Neil. I knew there was something that was missing in the stuff I would have sent you for tonight, but if you could get that on screen for me, Neil. Right?
There it is. You get it on screen here.
This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it talks about physiological needs, safety, love and belonging, esteem, all the way up to self-actualization. And right there at the bottom, you got breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion.
Get it on screen here real quick. And here we go. There it is.
So right up there with breathing, food and water, or rather right down there. Breathing, food and water is sex, sleep. Yeah? Believe it or not. So again, as I said, some people like to make you believe that is not necessarily the case, right? We still on screen, Neil?
Yes, sir.
If we go up 2 tiers, please, and this is interesting. If we go up 2 tiers, we see friendship, family, and sexual intimacy, which suggests to you that you can have sex and get that release or whatever you want to call it without having the intimacy attached to it, right? Interesting stuff indeed. Whether you want to believe it or not, sex is important to any relationship. And contrary to what many people would want us to believe, gents, women like sex just as much as men, if not more. The difference is, well, men just want sex. Women want sex from men they find attractive. Now, we've talked about sexless relationships and marriages on this show before. And only last week, there was a video clip from tonight's conversation, right? And that was making the rounds on social media. And in that video, the panel was addressing whether or not sex should be an expectation in a marriage. And for the sake of our conversation tonight, we're going to extend the parameters to include long-term relationships as well. So let's hear what was said on the video.
Dangerous to put a person's individual sexual needs and regurgitate that into an expectation on another human being.
Don't get married. Don't get married. Don't get married. Don't get married. You don't have to get married, but you can't get married.
You can't even be with a woman.
I can't get my sexual needs met anywhere else but here.
You can't throw the whole sanctity of marriage away because if it doesn't please me from a sexual perspective, if you get married for sex, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons anyway.
What you think
What type of shallow bonds are we trying to encourage people to have if they're based on things like material things and sex? So you mean to tell me that I got a beef with my wife, not because she doesn't value me or honor me or obey me, but it's because she won't fuck me in a month or two?
Mike,
it's
if
her
you don't
vagina.
That's on you, pal.
It's her vagina,
That's
bro.
on you.
We cannot put our expectations on a whole human.
Right. So if you would permit, I really do want to talk about that because I saw this in the group chat a couple of weeks last week, and I didn't have a chance to respond because I was busy, but I want to talk about it, right? Real quick. He has conflated 2 things. I see the young lady clapping and she's sipping the tea and stuff like that, and the man getting into like raised tones and stuff like that. But let's be clear, he is conflating 2 things. We are not talking about, he's talking about getting married for sex. No.
That's not the discussion.
No, that's not the discussion. That is not the discussion. The discussion is not about getting married for sex. You get married because you love, want to honor, defend, build, all of those things. But come on. It is just like emotional needs and desires, right? You want somebody to come home and talk to, rub your feet, download with the emotional support and comfort. Yeah? That's an expectation you have on your partner, innit?
Yep.
I don't expect you to go anywhere for that, so I will facilitate that for you as your partner. Therefore, just like you need that, some people would like some sex on a regular basis. They may not want it every day. Shoot, they may not even want it probably once or twice a week, if that. But you're talking about, it's not about placing an expectation on the woman or saying that it's not her vagina or nothing like that. That's not the case. if we are married, it is understood that I will facilitate certain things that you desire, and you expect that. I also expect for you to facilitate something. In that, I don't expect you to go anywhere else for emotional support and comfort and stability. Just like you expect me not to go anywhere for sex. Somebody got to get food, just like somebody got to have a conversation about, emotional heavy stuff. Somebody can facilitate it. So whether it's me or the work husband or the man that trying to slide in the DMs, just like how if you don't have sex, Derek tell you, the woman had tell you one time, yeah, I ain't give you none tonight. And Derek said, from you. You understand? So let me be very, very clear. No, we're not talking about we getting married for sex. No. It's not like we buying the cow only for milk. No.
Well, I'll tell you this, right? What I found it was, it looked like to me, it looked like virtue signaling at its finest, right? Because as you said, he's there, pontificating and stuff like that. The other guys on the panel freaking out.
Yeah,
and
they like that. Yeah.
The ladies,
Sipping
they
tea
are
and clapping and
encouraging it, To hear my guy tell it, there really should be no expectation of sex in a relationship, right? And I can say relationship as opposed to marriage. But let me be real, fellas. Let me be real, people. We know who tends to be most likely to expect, want, and have to ask for sex. Again, we say all the time, there's a reason they call it getting lucky. Because we as men, we really have no control over that unless it is something transactional. Right? And even then, it's still ain't really going to control, because if a woman says she don't want you money or you things, well, that's that.
But it's
And this is why the men on the panel took so much umbrage with the point that he was trying to make, while the women didn't object. Even my guy in the yellow shirt, right? Ace Metaphor, the host of the show, he took issue with his stance. And Ace is a guy who usually capes for the women, but even he couldn't quite get down with what this dude was saying. So, folks, I want you to imagine, if you will, that you have three players, A, B, and C, trying to fill out one roster spot on a squad. All through the practices, you're assessing and determining that, player A is the best person to fill this spot. So you do the right thing, or to your assessment, the right thing, and you cut players B and C. And then all of a sudden, player A decides, you know what? Ain't even kind of practice anymore. You're done with that. So I want to be around the team. But he ain't doing the practice thing. He play for a couple of games if you feel like. Very Kawhi Leonard, right? Do you keep player A around? And this is for both men and women, because the reality is women want sex in relationships too.
Man.
Right? So do you keep player A around, who is just on your squad? He's serving a purpose. You got a name down for the team sheet, right? But they're doing anything else. Or do you move on to other options? Of course, if there is no intention to have sex with your partner, why choose to get into a relationship with them? I remember when we started this thing, we had a discussion one night. I think we were still on Facebook then. And you made the point that, you're going down in a couple months and then again loving or whatever. And shoot, suppose I step out or whatever. And the ladies in the chat said, but that means that I can step out too. And it's like, so I remember you made the point. So you ain't got enough energy to sort out me at home.
Yeah.
But suddenly,
I remember
you
that
energy to step out and do your own thing, right?
Because somebody was making the point, just for context, somebody was making the point that so you expect sex when they cooking and cleaning, taking care of the children, working 9 to 5,
right?
Doing homework with children, tending to sick children, maintaining a household, and still you want me to come and have sex with you at the end of the night? And then they say, yeah, like the man ain't doing nothing too. And
then they were like, hey, we could do your own thing. Yeah, you could do your thing, but if you want to do your own thing, well, you can't do your own thing.
Yeah, you ain't got the energy to do. You implying that you ain't got the energy to do nothing with me, but yet still you are caping now that if I step out, shoot, I should be able to step out too. But you can get the energy to be clandestine and do your thing too. But that work, that much more work. Just give me a little piece every now and then.
So yeah, just think about that scenario. You got 3 players. One decide after you've chosen him, I ain't really playing like that. And again, this is very Kawhi Leonard for those of you who are basketball fans. You got it, you're paying it, but you can't really get in a lot of work or really play when you feel like. We got a video, a little compilation that we put together, and we are going to play this compilation for you guys now. And let's hear what these ladies, I think it's 3 ladies, yeah. Let's hear what these 3 ladies have to say about this particular situation. Because men, more often than not, because again, if a woman asks, generally she'd get it. But men more often than not tend to be like, begging sometimes. Or some men just give up on it. And we talked about this, I'm not find the episode, but we talked about this before, where men say, you know what, just left it there because they recognize that trying to get, a little intimacy and things from the wife is pointless. So let's hear what these ladies had to say about this situation.
Who needs to hear this, but stop having that man beg you to be intimate with you. Like, seriously, you want to be his person so bad. You want to be the sole provider for this man, but yet you won't even initiate intimacy with him. And then when he gestures towards you or tries to come to you and be physically intimate, you turn him down. Do you know that you're emotionally and psychologically abusing that man?
She's right, though. Like, men shouldn't have to beg their women for intimacy. When you constantly shut your man down or you're hyping him up through the day while he's at work, I actually made a video about that if you want to go check it out. But if you're constantly hyping him up and shutting him down, you are training him to no longer be attracted to you. And you wonder why men cheat. You wonder why they seek attention from other women, why they have that one chick friend who you think something might be going on. It's because you're not giving him what he needs. Like, initiate. Dudes love it when their woman initiates. Like, I am constantly all over my man. Sometimes he has to tell me to chill. I want to constantly touch him and feel him. There's mountains and valleys, and he has this chest thing that's just...
All right.
That man is delectable. Just show your man you want him, that you crave him, bro. Just...
Question. I'm not saying it's me, but how about for the women that don't enjoy or like sex?
But then don't have a man. Or allow your man to go and find a woman. If you want to be a housewife about sex, allow him to step out and have sex. Because you can't tie down a man and then once you put the ring on your finger and say, sorry, I don't like it no more. But if you turn around and say to you, sorry, I don't like you no more. That's a load of rubbish. If your woman ain't having sex with you, leave her.
She's so great. Talk about auntie. But is she lying though?
Not really. I figured you would appreciate that last clip. Sure. As the lady said, it can be psychologically damaging to its whole sex with your partner. And again, it's going with men and women. It's going both ways on this, right? But what they didn't really get into is that there are spiritual and emotional components as well. That's the part that the ladies didn't touch on. They kind of talked around it, but that's the part they didn't get to. Sex is supposed to be an expression of love between 2 consenting adults. It's supposed to be used to strengthen the emotional and spiritual bond between a man and woman in the case of heterosexual relationships. That's what we talk about here on this channel. That's what we're talking about tonight, right? Heterosexual relationship.
Soul ties now.
All right. Unfortunately, though, because of the separation of sex, love, and spirituality in today's climate, there's a tendency for sex to become transactional and even weaponized. So let's have a watch of this clip from Dana Chanel. That went viral a few weeks or months ago. I forget how long ago it was. I had it put down for a little bit, but let's have a watch of this and hear what Dana Chanel has to say.
Sex as a weapon against your husband and have sex often is probably some of the most extraordinary advice I never got. As a working mom, we get tired, exhausted, overwhelmed, but it is dangerous to neglect our husband's needs. And I'll explain to you why. Sex is such a huge part of a man's identity. It's the way he emotionally bonds with us. And it's crazy because God wired his body this way. When a man experiences an orgasm, His body releases the bonding hormone, oxytocin, in such extraordinary amounts. I mean, women experience it as well, but men do 400% times more. And so that skin-to-skin contact mixed with an orgasm creates deep connection. And I never just want to be a great mom. I never just want to be killing it in the workplace. But I desired for my husband to find me to be a good lover. Look forward to coming home to me. And through difficult conversations, because I was never taught this kind of stuff, I had to learn how to not look at sex as a chore or another responsibility on my to-do list, but enjoy my husband feeling respected and honored and wanted. Imagine if one day our husband came home and said, "I don't feel like having sex with you." We would be massively offended and hurt. And so men need sex. It's how they came from the factory.
I mean, that's a conversation that we have all the time. Imagine when you reject a woman. Women do not like to be rejected, particularly when it comes to sex and intimacy. Therefore, if a woman come and say, "Yeah, I like and I want piece of that," and you're like, "Nah," and I'll move tonight. Boy, trust and believe. That's probably the last thing she will ever offer. So I love it to you.
Yeah, probably. Now, while Diana Chanel is doing the most with her facial expressions, vocal affectations, and her gesticulations, she seems about as genuine as a $3 bill. What she is saying does have some merit. No, not the part about men releasing more oxytocin than women. Not that part. No, that is so. Not
Yeah,
that.
yeah, just hold off on that. Yeah.
That ain't accurate. That's what that part. But the notion of men expressing their love physically is very much true.
Yep.
Trust and believe that men do in fact fall in love with women because of and through sex. And that lends validity to what both the ladies in the compilation earlier and Diana Chanel was saying just now. I know it's hard. I know that's a hard thing for some women to accept, but it is what it is. That is the fact. Because we are not poetic. We're not wordy like that. Shoot, even me, even though I might come here and use some polysyllabic words and thing every now and again, I'm not very poetic. I'm not into the flowery language and the word salad, as Neve would call it.
Mm-hmm.
So we are definitely, as men, more physical. That's how we express our love. That's how we like to get our love. And that's how we bond. That part is true too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That part is true too. And if you realize, sometimes you're with a girl or whatever and things just a little tense and you can't figure out why. And you realize, you know what? Let me get a little connection here.
Mm-hmm.
You get a little connect and everything smooth out for some reason. Because again, there's that emotional and that spiritual connection going on through the sex. That's kind of level out everything. So everything isn't miserable no more.
Mm-hmm.
So men do in fact fall in love and connect with women through sex. We've all seen or even experienced this for ourselves. We all have. Yeah. Think about it, folks. There's a decent dude in a relationship with a toxic woman. We know he's being treated poorly. He know he's being treated poorly. The world and the man know that he's being treated poorly, but for some reason, this man can't leave, and everybody wondering why this man can't leave. Well, that woman has probably done some stuff that we cannot even fathom. And that man is attached to that woman. And to his mind, he in love. Yeah. Because this woman has done some things that has made his toes curl. And he lay down in the where's the master for the Dirty Street Confessions? He lay down in the change position.
Fetal position. Oh yeah. He
lay down in the change positions, and she did some things to him that he cannot unremember. Yeah. And if it's that skin to skin contact, even more so.
Gone. Raw.
Yeah, can't disconnect.
Facts.
Only last week, we discussed an article which made the point that sexual inducement and sexual risk-taking functions were used in an effort at mate retention. Many women use it to get and keep a man, and we also see that they're willing to risk pregnancy and wouldn't be particularly upset about it happening either to keep the men they want. But sex is important. And maybe talking this man-woman dynamic, sex is important. That intimacy. Yeah, let me use the word intimacy. Intimacy for sure is more important, but sex is definitely important. So if anybody telling you that is not, don't believe them. Don't believe them. It's telling you a bill of goods. Now, allow me to shift gears briefly before I conclude to highlight a dilemma that many women face today. Many. Because I am of the belief that a lot of the stuff we see is representative of a minority. I believe that firmly. I believe that there are a lot more women out there who are decent women, who are, upstanding and looking to do things right, but then they get swayed by, some of the ratchetrousness that we will see out and about in these streets. So allow me to shift gears and address that. I recently came across an episode of the Tamron Hall show. We can cover that episode as a short, my brother, but allow me to give you you and the people at home some background. On this particular episode was a 35-year-old virgin. We get the soundboard for that because that deserves this day and time. Yeah, as a matter of fact, to find a virgin over 22 these days is definitely a mystery. So let me get the more appropriate one for that.
Oh yeah, the X-Files. Yeah, yes.
For sure, the X-Files. The truth is out there, folks. A 35-year-old virgin, and she was lamenting the fact that she would repeatedly go on dates, and after she informed the men that she was waiting for marriage before having sex, she was ghosted. The interesting about it is that she can't seem to figure out why she's being ghosted. But I think most of us, without having seen the episode, without having listened to 2 words from this lady, we can make a wild guess as to why she's being ghosted. Mm-hmm. But let us hear from the great American philosopher, Dave Chappelle, as he shared some perspective on this particular issue.
Pussy was a stock, it would be plummeting right now because you flooded the market with it. You're giving it away too easy. I'm just being truthful. I'm just talking. It would plummet. You'd be watching news today, pussy plummeted again on the NASDAQ. Gold is up 10 points.
Yep, I'm sure we said that in this space too a few times, but
yeah. In days of yore, many men got married in order to have consistent sex. So if I tell you that sex is important, sex is important. There are men who have gotten married because of sex. Put down that got 10K and must shoot this wife here. Yeah. Indeed, some men needed to get married to have consistent sex because you can't try a girl that kind of way. So I gotta get my sex at home. I gotta make sure I got sex in house when you marry this one.
But Dr. Cross, you my brother. But consider that a lot of men back in the day used to marry, get it was taboo to have sex before marriage. So the women set the price that if you want peace, you gotta put a ring on it. And men after 2 weeks married. So
yep, a lot of shit. What they call a shotgun wedding.
Yep.
Yeah,
don't fool your foot.
You come along, you decide, woman say, look, I can't, you're going to make an honest woman out of me. Like if you was a dishonest woman before, you're going to make an honest woman out of me, and the woman say, yeah, you're going to marry me.
So people, that ain't no problem.
And that still happens today, even, but a lot of times in a religious context, you know, where there's some people in church and stuff like that, and some denominations say, look, you can't be living in sin. So you want to do the thing, get married. You want to get married, have some sex, then bram. Divorce in 10 months.
Yep.
But they managed to, you know, get that out of the system, get that release, you know. So it still happens today. But the problem is now, most men don't need to do that. Dave Chappelle said,
it's pussy plummeted.
The value of stomach and by extension sex has plummeted. It is available at every turn. You're bombarded with it on social media, apps, online. Men who only want to get some stomach no longer need to invest their money, energy, attention, and time in women who want to hold out for a ring. They simply don't. Right? There are several women who are willing to give it up for way less. And that is the problem. The ladies who want to, you know, hold out and do things right, or, you know, decide they only want to have let me say you don't want to get married, but you want to have a life partner or something like that. That is the challenge that those ladies are facing. This presents a problem for women who, you know, want to do that thing. This is a problem. Because, put it to you this way. You're selling lemonade. You lemonade is $1 a cup. Right? You business booming. We're coming to buy you lemonade, you sell 100 cups of lemonade a day. Suddenly now, as a matter of fact, backtrack. I have the perfect example. On the highway there's some Warrens. A Walmart come and start selling some coconuts.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Let's say, you know, another man turn up, brother said the man, them selling coconuts. And now the stretch in between Jackson Roundabout and Warren's Roundabout is lined.
It's the place to buy coconut water.
People selling coconut water.
Coconut village, if you will.
So now the price of coconut water gonna come down. Men running about in the road trying to peddle the coconut water in traffic. People saying don't cross by the island trying to get the other people across the other side of the road. Because you got a product that you gotta push off. You got a product you're trying to push off. But the market is saturated with it. So this is a challenge for the women now. How do you compete? You gotta find a way to compete in a market that is overtly hypersexual. And this also means now that it has become a buyer's market. Almost literally. And the top percent of men who can afford to buy are the ones who are going to be able to reap the sweets. Because if you got money, if you look a certain way, you know what I mean, you have access. You talk about that 80-20 all the time. Sorry, 80-20 no more. 100% of the women want 20% of the men. Let me look at this clip from Dirty Street Confessions. Big up Dirty Street Confessions, man. Yeah, and you can see what they talk about. Because when they talk about the fellas who are able to afford can reap the sweets, this is exactly what. Listen to what this lady has to say. You could relax, my brother. This one in the savages. Some of the other stuff we would have gotten from them.
I tell you, I frightened. It's like a dog that had an abusive owner used to dog fight me. No, all of a sudden, now when my new owner raised his hand,
PTSD.
Yep.
Even Dirty Street Confessions there, man.
What do you think it's a reasonable price to sell pussy at?
In 2022?
2022 with inflation.
Going into 2023.
I would round about like our month's bills. and sell my pussy for that night.
That is mad smart.
Yo,
let's clap it up for Rima.
That's why Rima's here.
That is interesting. That is interesting.
And informative. Not just interesting.
I mean,
informative.
sure, of course.
So now you have a case where we are legitimately transactional when it comes to sex. Right? So that's why you will find a lot of men now, they don't look at it as a case of providing for a woman. The tricking is like, you know what? Oh, you want me to here for you, or
but
let me here, but you gotta fix me up.
But let's be honest, though, she was asked the question, so
agreed.
Right, she was asked the question. To be fair,
let us also be real and understand that a lot of, not all, there are many women who will approach it like that. She ain't calling for the $10,000, so be mindful of that, folks. Yeah. Your friend said, shoot, but the guy, my business, we good there. We good to go. Right? This is the kind of thing that has made a lot of women believe that men want women who are just out there, you know, footloose and fancy free.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they look at social media, they see some of the things that women do for attention, the BBL, spice fighting for your life, it seemed like, because of a BBL. And a lot of women seem to think, but this is the women that men want.
Mm-hmm.
No. Message, ladies. Message. Men will always look at nakedness. Always. Will they take only nakedness to meet their mother? No. Will they invest their money, energy, attention, and time in the nakedness? No. Those women are getting attention, yes, but it's a different kind of attention. It is purely sexual attention. Ladies, under the sound of my voice, I assume you are looking for, you know, something a little bit more stable, something a bit more long-lasting. And if you're trying to compete, don't try to compete with them girls. Yeah, don't try. Because they end up doing all kinds of strange stuff trying to compete.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my advice for everybody. Because the way things going, we have already perverted the original and intended purpose of sex.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't going back. Something will have to something radical will have to happen.
The shift.
For us to get a shift. That's the only way things change like that. Right? We need to have a bit of a come to Jesus moment, and that's when things will adjust.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, if you find somebody good, love them hard, and have all the sex you want to have with them. But out here in these streets, it ain't safe. So find somebody and get out, folks. Get out.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And don't forget to share the content, like the content, and let's build this community. This is fascinating stuff because, you know, I said this recently that, you know, this is like when you practice judo or swimming or any discipline or any craft, right? The more and more you immerse yourself into something, the better you will be at discerning things associated with it, right? For example, you become a top class mason, you can look a job and give the estimate like right there and then. You ain't gotta go home and calculate nothing. You know how much sand it can need, how much stone it can need, how much bags of cement. You got it covered, right? That, I say all that to say, just like how we do this content, I'm able to see like arguments and things before they happen. For example, I know there's a school of thought that say you, just like my dude at the top of the program, where he said that, you know, you basically and essentially devolving a woman to her parts, right? And what she can do for you physically and intimately, right? But I find it interesting that while some people, because it's just not him, a lot of people would say that, a lot of people that would come and want to shame you into saying, sex is a priority for you in a relationship, about love, our honor, commitment, duty, all these things. You just want sex. So that means your wife, just because she can give you sex in 3, 4, 5 months, pushing you off every now and then, you went and cheat. What sort of dog is you, right? They will try to shame you and make you feel like that is something that is so reprehensible that you are the lowest form of human being on the planet. But it's funny because by that same token, you can, and I know it's going to be a stretch, a lot of y'all going to a lot of people will dipsy doodle and try to make counter arguments, but that is like anything that you desire in a relationship, right? Some women desire men to be strong. Some women desire men to be tall. Some women desire men to be a take charge, pay every bill type of man. Some women have requirements that are not easily criticized or made light of or made fun of. Shoot, here some women tell it, I deserve and I'm entitled to a man that suits and I was trying to remember we had done the short, but we ain't right. Remember we had done the thing last week about on Kendra G and right. Anyhow, yeah. I was trying to remember if we had released it or not. Anyhow, but we get to that. Not coming. But the thing is that a lot of people, it is so it is so trendy or chic to say you are a queen and you deserve what you deserve. If you deserve a man, if you got your standards, that is your standard. That is your asking price. That is what you want. That is what you deserve, and that's what you should speak into the universe, to God, to Allah, to whomever is your deity of choice. That is what you deserve. I have all right to ask for it. Derek and myself in this space, we like to say, shoot, you could deserve what you deserve, but will it come? That's a different matter. Now, you see, you may want emotional stability, safety, financial security. You may want physical protection. You might even want your man to be emotional with you and to let down his guard emotionally to you. Be vulnerable, let you in, be a part of his life and sex, etc., etc. But men want sex. Men want sex. Men want sex every day. Men don't want porn stars. But we just want...
It really ain't that complicated.
Ain't that complicated. We want sex. Is that the only thing we want? Hell no, that's not the only thing we want. Shoot, we always say that the most important thing a man wants is peace of mind. That is what a man want. Shoot, if a man getting everything he wants, everything, he is not being ostracized in his home. He is not being emasculated in his home. And, there's love, understanding that. Because let's be honest, right? There are some times when relationships, you can't have sex because of medical conditions, because of, there are a myriad of reasons why legitimately, and even like if it's like a mental thing where you cannot have sex or don't want to have sex. But once a man feels as though, you know what, this woman give me a peace of mind. This woman she is my rock. She is my emotional shield. She protects me. She provides for me emotionally. She makes me feel safe and secure emotionally. She makes our house a home and everything good and everything nice. A man ain't gonna be like, but I ain't getting sex though, so out with this. Nah, I'm not gonna stay. Shoot, I would even posit that I got men that have had women that they swing from the chandelier, but it's just contention every which way. The only thing good with this woman is the sex.
Yeah.
And I got men that's come to realization and say,
we've all lived that.
Yep, that ain't worth it. Right? So let us understand that we ain't asking for sex every day. We don't asking for prawn stars. We simply want a woman that is willing. We want a woman that will satisfy that component of who we are as men, the makeup that we are as men. Facilitate that every once in a while. Don't got to be out here a whole month gone and we ain't getting it. And that is with the caveat that everything good with you, I ain't talking about you sick or whatever. No, I'm not talking about that. Everybody healthy. Everybody whole. Everybody cool.
Yeah, all things equal.
Right. You can't carve out 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Everybody know it don't take long,
You really don't want that there. You don't want a 5 minute, man. Come on, man.
All right. But stop there and complain. Oh, I got the time for this and that in the next, the third. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I appreciate and understand that it seems very monstrous, very reprehensible to say, oh, we want a woman to have sex. He can't. And as my man hear him tell tale, You know, or you equate you getting married for sex. Why you getting married for sex? And how are you relegating a woman to her body parts? We get relegated to we bank account. We get relegated to our strength. We get relegated for our height. We get relegated to our problem solving abilities. We get relegated to all manner of things when it suits the situation. Yeah, very very rarely on a day-to-day basis. I like he's a man, like, you know. On a day-to-day basis, we are relegated to what we can provide. Shoot, from a human instinctual standpoint, I would even posit that is what we default to. What you could do for me? How can you make me feel good and at ease?
You transactional, no.
And that's not just men. That is everybody. Shoot, call in. Everybody know what they do. Everyone has watched the content that we put out. I want to don't see people that's be in it for themselves. What you could do for me? What can you fly me out? I ain't dealing with a man that's met less than $150,000 a year. If you're making less than $50,000 a year, man, you can't par. I need to have a man that have a job. A man must be able to fly me out at least 2 vacations a year. There is a laundry list, and I want people to understand that women have a laundry list of things they want. Don't get tired. I would posit to you, every woman, if you ask them on the spot, what are you looking for in a man? Well, he has to be kind, he has to be this, he has to be that.
They rarely start there. I've seen so much content where the women don't even acknowledge them things until after the fact.
I was speaking generally. I wasn't necessarily calling in order. I was speaking generally. But yes, you are right. Women will give you the list, and even in no uncertain terms tell you that this is non-negotiable. So this is it. This is life in the tropics, right? and I have it itemized. Shoot, I might even go like laminated, depending on where you catch them, right? But we men, we want a woman, man. I just want a good woman to take care of me. All that means he want peace of mind. Peace of mind. That's all he want. That's all he want. The same way that men now are being told to kind of anticipate a woman's needs, wants, and desires. You should know. You should know that I want to get carried. You should know that I want saying. You should know. But you should know too when a man wants saying a back rub, a foot rub. Shoot, Ramel Miller Company show, the infamous Ramel Miller Company show, and said his wife just clipped his toenails. And Lord have mercy, ranker. You woman just cut your toenails. She not me. I would never cut my mouth. Nah. But when you talk to some women, some say, but if I living with a man and he got talents for toes, you're sleeping next to me, cutting out all of my Egyptian cotton. He about there cutting up my legs and thing. Nah. You gotta cut them, boy. And if he's slow to cutting up, I cutting them. Shoot. And it ain't even it could be just a function of wanting to cater to your man. But you see, we see that side of it and we hear that side of it and say, oh, she's a pick me. She probably living in fear. She doing these things for this man. But what Ramella's do for the woman? Nobody ain't getting into that. You see, we just always want, women just always be like, what you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me? What you for me? You want this? Shoot, I saw this poetic word salad recently. Somebody sent it to me. And it said, if you want to unlock a woman's femininity, you have to provide for her, sure that you care, your strength, like it sounds so flowery. I am gonna look for it now, but it was one of these things. Like if you want a woman to express her femininity, it is conditional on you providing such a unique, itemized safe space for her that she can then feel comfortable and safe to unlock and release her true feminine nature. What that flowery word salad did not tell you, it neglected to tell you that it is very, very conditional. It is solely dependent on that moment. You see, I can do all of these things for a woman to let her release her true femininity, but I constantly have to do that, especially when it comes to her will. Remember, Derek, we have covered stories where woman want to know what you cooking pancakes for me for?
Yeah.
You get up in the morning kicking me. Shoot, Mr. Lucas. I can always go back to Mr. Lucas. Woman says she hungry 2 o'clock in the morning. My man, they're fixing grits, sausages, eggs, bacon, thing. She vexed because she put on weight. That's what she done with that. She left the man. Right? So it is very conditional because too far is north, too far is south. And then here to tell it, we used to know. What you asking me this? Used to know, use the mind, used to know, used to lead. Used to know when they want food. Used to know how much food they want. Used to know. So it ain't enough that you at 2 o'clock in the morning see you want something to eat. We gotta get up and cook. Cause when you ask when they want to eat, when they don't know, that's scientific fact. Or it's not scientific fact, being facetious, but more often than not, it's actually proven that women are more are indecisive about certain things than men. So you're hungry. Babe, I'm hungry. Man, get up and say and cook for you. What you want? Man, just fix saying. Man, go there and fix whatever you want to fix. You vex. So no, when I'm asking, look, I ain't cooking anything for you until you tell me exactly what you want. So you can't just cook something for me. I just don't know. I'm frustrated. Don't bother, man. Don't bother. So no, he's the bad guy because he won't get up and do something. He's pulling a hard line, a hard stance, being rigid with you. Shoot. He said, you see me? You 2 o'clock in the morning, you hungry? Man, look, don't break up my rest. Again, sleep. You vex because you even ask you what you want to eat. So it's very conditional. We have to anticipate your needs and desires, your wants, everything. Well, meet me halfway though. If I gotta anticipate what you want emotionally, consider that I may want that same thing emotionally. I may want that physically. I'm just saying. But don't bring the shame in language where you come and bring it to this that calls it virtue signaling, but you essentially ringing the gong to say, look at this man just want me for my parts and he only married me for sex. Or this ogre, this antiquated barbarian, this narcissist, misogyny, patriarchy, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. But when you ask me to lift all the groceries and things, you could pay a bill in here, I'm rent short. Need some gas money. Oh, shoot, my car won't start. I know women that say, yeah, I want my man to, if the plumbing ain't working, come and tinker with it, try to figure it out. I'm dealing with a man that can at least try to fix something. So that's what you want in a man. But shoot, I want a woman. Shh. My baby feeling a type of way, They can facilitate saying here. Nah, I ain't in the mood. And I get that saying, I ain't in the...
Go into negotiations.
Go into negotiations. And then, because let me be honest, right? We just try to dipsy doodle this thing, but there are a lot of men that are not having sex when the mud come, You get sex once, twice a month, and when you get that sex, it's coming with like it coming with attitude, That ain't coming with, oh, babe, I will give you the world, come and take. No. That's like
on the flip side, there are also men who get sex because the woman knows she want ass or something down the road, so she gives some sex and then say, "Bram, well, I want a fridge, want a stove." Just using an example, but
right.
That does happen too,
Yeah. So I mean, I understand, and let us start with as Derek said, you come in the dipsy do the thing talking about how we are Neanderthals because we following the urge to have sex. Like we's Neanderthals or primates. I mean, yeah, we got technology. We are right now wrapped in the cocoon of technology as we do this live stream on social media. Headphones, earphones, mics, lights. Shoot, we are far removed from 30,000 years ago when we was lucky to get a cave to shelter in and get 2 sticks to start a fire. Right? So if we feel that we are so evolved and it is beyond us now to resort to our basic human instincts of our ancestors to want to have sex for pleasure, for procreation, for whatever you want to have it for, right? Consider that we are still the same as them, We still have urges, we still have desires. Shoot, I would even posit to you, based on religion, depending on how you look at it, it has even been tried to be controlled, these urges of ours. No, we
yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure. And to be fair, that's necessary because you still don't want men just out and about, wild and loose. and figure that they, drag somebody back to the cave essentially.
Yeah, you don't want women to be. Yeah. By extension, you also don't want what is happening now, where women now in century are so sexually empowered and doing their sexual due diligence that they could do and behave how they feel like. No,
well, that's interesting because when you talk about sexual empowerment, I don't think that is. I think it's just misguided. I think,
yeah, for sure.
To think that to be out there just, footloose and fancy free is empowerment. I think that's a lie that we may have been told. And a lot of them, too many of them, I will say that all of them, too many of them have bought into that lie. And they're not getting the results that they expect or we're looking forward to getting. And it's unfortunate, but
it really is.
Yeah, empowerment looks a little bit different from what we see now.
Yeah. So in my opinion, I want men to this is what I want men to do, right? I want men to now, before I say what I'm about to say, I want to be very, very clear. It is her body, her choice. Women control access to sex and sexual intimacy. It is their choice. They do not owe you anything. They're not obligated to you. They decide they do not want to have sex with you. Do not go and forcibly do anything. Or even coerce her. Don't do anything to change her mind. A woman, if your wife, long-term girlfriend, anybody tell you, see me, I ain't having sex with you no more. I know there's a story. Did Derek tell me this? There's a story where a woman, they get in their late ages now, them in their 50s and thing. And a woman tells you, husband, yeah, I give my life to God. My body now belongs to God. So I'm not having sex anymore.
Yep.
And you told me that, right? It was you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Men, you got to take that L and do what is best for you. Because when you look at it, if you were to stop carrying your end of the couch, you were stop protecting, providing, you done paying bills in there, you ain't cutting the grass no more, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't killing lizards in there no more. You women gonna say, well, what you got here for? I'm trust to believe that's exactly how women say. What you with that man for? Well, he's a nothing man. He's a useless man. But that man lost his job. He had a job. He can't keep a job in last year. He's struggling for work. He don't pay a bill in here. He don't clean it. He don't do nothing in here. Right? So at the end of the day, let us be clear. The point I want to make is that, yes, while it is your body, ladies, your choice, it is also the man's choice to walk away from you when he doesn't feel fulfilled. You see, y'all just come with this thing where when y'all don't feel fulfilled, y'all say it's your turn. You get to say, sometimes you got to look at yourself, number one. You have to put yourself, and after a long time of relationships and putting others first, I've decided to put me first. That's unfamiliar, Derek. Every breakup, or almost every breakup on social media, every divorce, everything like that.
We saw it thing the other day in
Maury, right?
Giselle Bundchen.
Right. It is now your season, right? You put a man first.
Marriages are precious.
Right. You put a man first, and now it is your time. It is your turn. Your time to be selfish, right? And that is fine. That is, what, more power to you. Women do every day what is in their best interest emotionally and physically every day, right? Men, it's all right for you to do it too. If your sexual desires are not, no, again, I want to be clear. I ain't talking about you got a woman giving you regular sex and all of a sudden because she ain't handstanding or she ain't willing to do X act or Y act, you talking about you, my man Neil say, put me first. Calm down. I'm not saying that. We are not saying that. What we are saying is the same way men have their function and you have expectations of a man. Just because your expectation is not necessarily sex or your priority is not necessarily sex doesn't mean that the man that is a man and different and individual to you does not have that desire within him and those needs to be met. Because we have this thing as human beings that ain't important to me, so what should be important to you? Yeah, sex ain't a priority to me. So why is it a priority? How dare you ask me for sex regularly when I ain't thinking about sex and you think about sex all the time? You need to calm down, though. You need to chill out. Yeah, but the person ain't you. So please have the courageous conversations, get out yourself, and have that conversation and say, look, you keep asking me for sex, pressuring for me sex, asking me for sex, pressuring me for sex. I do not want to have sex as regular as you. How do we come to a compromise? How do we fix this? How do I, you want sex 5 days a week? I would be good with once a week. We could meet in the middle with 3. I get twice and a little action. You know what I mean? Like, how do you work that out? But don't wholesale say this man is a monster because he wants sex 5 days a week. I ain't getting he none, and he won't use me for my body. When you turn around and know full well that if that man stop paying bills in the house, or that man stop paying you attention emotionally, or stop cutting the grass, or doing whatever, complimenting you, whatever, he out the door. So let me understand. Just last point I want to make, I swear. We are different and yet the same. We have our needs and desires and deal breakers. They look differently, but we all have them. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I don't want I want to be careful. Because the reality is when it comes to we've done a show about physical attraction. And we realize that, physical attraction is what it is. People like what they like. And, when a woman like what she like, or a man like we like, you ain't got to beg that body to interact with you, right? So how is it that you suddenly get into a relationship and a marriage and then all of a sudden, no, you got to be coming to the table with trying to get a peace treaty so you can negotiate when you can have some sex? And I don't want it to come over. I know that that's not your intention, but
yeah,
somebody may listen and think that there's an intention that, well, yeah, I giving you X, so you supposed to give me sex, right?
And that's not what I mean, right?
And that's not what we're saying,
right?
And if two people, feeling each other like that and in a relationship like that, sex should be a normal part of the relationship, and that's what we're really trying to hammer home here. It's not a case of, but yeah, they might, because that's when we start talking about transaction. We start talking about obligation, bordering or forced copulation, because it's a case where it's like, it's a case of like, look, well, I paying the bills in here, the least you could do
is give me a little saying.
It's Hannah. You know what I mean? I will be saying.
Nope.
But if you and that person vibing, if you and that person gelling, sex should be a normal expression of what it really is, right?
Yes, sir.
I just want to put that out there so nobody doing, clip the man and come and thoughts and join. See when my Jerron Hall in host. Good night, Jerron. See Philip as well, and Ramel Vaughn. Good night to all of you. Let me dive in the chat here because I see some interesting things going on. Carrie Ann says that auto timing talk about a month or 2. No, I saw that too long, boy. And you in a relationship? No, sir. Agreed.
That's Dr. Carrie, right? I could tell you.
Because the reality is, if you want to be with your partner, you and your partner want to connect or should want to connect. Because again, if you go back to what the lady said, the initial now or her affectations and all that, is contact. You're born through that. So how on earth we not bonding for 2 months? Sarah with her. Yeah, and it suggests that they got other things going on in the relationship that probably need investigating.
To be addressed.
Steve says we also have to look at the fact that some women believe that as sex has entered the picture, it's a relationship. Well, men see it as just sex. Facts. Some men see it as just sex. Both men and women get caught up when sex is entered the chat. True. So true. My anti-social in the house. Good to see you. Carry on, there time now with the spiritual component. Yeah, we talking about that what you call it, the conscious masculine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the divine feminine.
Oh yeah. Shit.
Cherish on the basic level. Men want sex, women want attention, protection, and security. Read the terms of the agreement before you sign the contract. True. Kevin in the house. Good to see you, Kevin Money. if you can't meet those consistently and good quality, what are we doing? Kevin said they just did a wedding for a 19 and 21-year-old. Yeah, you could kind of guess what's going on there, right, Kevin? You could kind of guess why the rush to get married. And let me be clear here too, right? You're never getting married early. But don't do it because you want to have sex.
Don't do that. I think that was a problem in back in the day that men used to say, like, I want peace, let me get married. And then too, when they ain't compatible or you get what you want and then you realize.
And then everything break down.
And because they had the technology that I got today in terms of contraception and stuff like that, fetal deletion and stuff like that, when I got children now, 2 whips bomb, divorce ain't as easy as it is today.
And certainly not as expensive. Aston, the top men always get the most play. It just got magnified by the delusion of a vocal majority of women. Yeah. Do all that and Barry got you bent on his top in a bush. Matt Ross, if you can facilitate something here, Carrie Ann says, guys, don't forget that women have been taught to become numb to their sexual urges and desires, as that is seen as being too much and not dainty. And now, with this sexual empowerment and sexual due diligence, please put that in, bigger Elizabeth Wolfson, things have become haywire, and hence it dipsy doodling and sexual hopscotch. I like that, sexual hopscotch, I like that. Yeah, what we need to recognize is that, and I said it, Tommy, sure, women definitely have sexual urges. They want to have sex. They want, how to put this in, how to put this delicately.
They want, if I may, they want exactly what you were talking about in terms of that physical connection and the release of chemicals and everything that bonds you together. They do want that.
That's the oxytocin for the women, the national.
Yeah.
And not only that, they want that too. Every woman got a little bit of let me find a local word out. Won't get you man flagged. Every woman got a little bit of
sketel?
Yeah, sket. A little bit of sket, ain't she? When she get in a bedroom. A
little rat.
Right? And they want that to come out for their man.
Yep.
Their man.
Yep.
Not everybody, for everybody. Man.
Box.
Sorry. For that man. Right? Ladies, if you agree with me, put some ones in the chat. If you're telling ladies, put some 2s in the chat. But every woman got a little bit of scat in them that she's bustled for that particular fella. Right? And they want to be able to bustle that scat every now and again. Yeah? Don't fool your foot, fellas. They do want to bring that out. Aston says, now I need to let them do what they're going to do. Football, be the intergalactic superhighway you want to be. Just know your future past, a certain time will be bleak. Life is straight off. That is a fact. Life is straight off.
I just want to be careful. Clear, Aston. I tell the body what to do, not how to do, you know. You do and whoever you want. We on the Senate podcast implore you to do what you feel like with your body. But when you get the results that are commensurate with your decisions, then stand up in it. Don't blame society. Or you want society change overnight because you got a 200 body count. That is not how that works. You know exactly, number one and number two, exactly what whole school was keeping. No, 2 years later, you at 300. And you want society to say, oh, all of a sudden you care about body count? Nah. Will you do to change it other than sleep out? Nope. No. That's not how that works.
Philip asks, does sex have a limit in terms of age for some people? These days, no. People used to think that, well, you hit a certain age, that sex got stopped. But we did a short about a woman who was 60 and thought what she wanted man up putting it down right.
Yeah.
So
that's a deal breaker for if the man ain't doing it.
Yeah, so
no man's turning my phone.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that people, especially in these times with the advancements in I think we're saying technology and in terms of people knowledge, in terms of being able to take care of yourself and stuff like that. People being fitter for longer, looking better for longer. So shoot, the feeling sexy for longer than one the sex. You know, I used to say with the old mom and my prof would say, I really sex, man. I really sex, man. I got gay. Organ dead. So it can well kill me. Big up my prof, man. Our prof was having sex well into his 70s until he passed away, right? When he slowed down, you know, when he started to get ill and thing in old age. But yeah, if you could get it in. Good night to Tamara in the house.
Oh, shout out Tamara. Wait. That's Tamara or Tamara?
Ali.
Yeah, Tamara. That's Tamara.
Forget, man. Forget.
Tamara.
But yeah,
Tamara.
That's where we are. Folks. There's not a thing wrong with sex. It's just we've taken it, we've perverted it. We got out here wild that we just, you know, footloose and fancy free, just wailing with it. Doing the worst thing. Romel said at 60 she better be in top form. But you know, there's some black no crack. So at 60 it could still look reasonable. I know a woman that's 60 and
I know
shoot, Betty West is 70 something and still shot it.
Let me tell you.
You know, so it is possible, but
it is possible.
Don't play that you want to go and get a young boy now to put you for you like a pretzel no, and then you're in trash in the hospital, go get John's life to get you straight and back out. You know what I mean? Just be careful with that.
Pull it like a pull-out chair.
Yeah, don't let your young boys come for you, ladies. And fellas, if you know that you up in the age of pre-game from the young girl that right you like
I got you scotching.
Blast a storm. Get rid of Garrison and you gotta take all kinds of stimulants now to keep up with this young girl. Yeah. Deal with somebody in your age bracket that you can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as for me though, Neil, as I've said several times on this show, I intend to have a young girl to spend my pension on. Somebody in a little 20.
I can't get over that. My money. I want my money 20. Long. I got a child, so I want my money long.
Nah, rob me. I give it. Rob me. But yeah, folks. Shoot. I just keep telling y'all, I've said it a couple times tonight, I can say it again. Use the sex as, you know, to build that bond with the person that you feel is that person. If them rocking with you and you rocking with them, everybody rock together, you know what I mean? Make it
rock
work.
And come in.
Yeah, keep building that connection, doing that thing, and you will find that the sex feels better, it's more special, and it's working. So if that's the case, let that happen. Yeah, we can cover a little early night tonight, you know, as you know, scrambling. So
yeah, he's struggling here, boy.
Yeah, so we can punch out early. So folks, this has been another edition of the Senate. We don't make any rules, we just make sure you know where they are. You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Be the best version of you for you. We can see you guys again soon. We got some shorts coming as promised. They will come eventually. Do not worry. You can get them. And folks, I just heard that I had some shooting in the Ivy, that I had some shooting at ENE, at the QEH. So, you know, as you traverse the lands, please remember, folks. So please be careful out there in these streets. We can see you all again soon. Peace.
Peace and love.